What's up guys, back with another video today, and today I'm going to be reviewing the L5P Duramax that we just picked up a couple weeks ago to my LML I have currently, and show you guys kind of the differences as far as like under the hood, as far as suspension height, things like that. And I can show you guys, I give you guys a better idea of actually how much I lower my truck, because a lot of people ask me this, I'd say on a daily basis, what I did to lower my truck and how much I lowered it. So I have an L5P and my truck sitting right out here side by side, and I can get to that. But to start this video off today, I am ceramic coating a set of Hostile wheels for one of my buddies that just picked up a new slate blue cat eye, and these are coming out so clean. I just figured I'd throw these in the video here, and I can show you guys kind of the process of how to ceramic coat wheels in case you guys are possibly thinking of doing it yourself as well. It's really an easy process. It just takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. So I'm just gonna show you guys a quick overview of these wheels, show you what I'm using, give you a quick little edit of me coating these wheels. Alright guys, so all four wheels are done. They're looking beautiful. Now, since they were just ceramic coated, I'm gonna let them sit 24 hours to fully cure. You definitely don't want to slap these right back on a truck and start driving and possibly hit some water or anything. You don't really want to expose them to much humidity either. So if you do live, like I'm in Florida here, so I'm keeping this thing indoors in an AC garage. So do your best to keep them dry, keep them inside after you ceramic coat them for 24 hours, let them fully cure. Now tomorrow I'll hit them with a ceramic booster to pretty much just help the curing process that much more and pretty much put a final touch on the glossiness of these wheels here. So like earlier in the video when I stated that I was going to compare my truck, which is a 2015, to our 2018 L5P we have outside. I'm going to walk out there and do that now. Now there's not too many things to go over, and I will do like a driving review of the L5P in a later video. So if you guys can't guess which one's the L5P, you guys got it. I'm definitely the clone. I'm definitely the wannabe. So what I'm gonna go over here, guys, I'm gonna show you under the hood some couple differences that you guys will see, because pretty much the exterior of these trucks is the same, so nothing's changed. So the only thing that's really changed is a powertrain, and of course my truck being lowered than this one. So this one is leveled, which I'll show you guys here. So pretty much just gonna go over the suspension height and under the hood and give you guys a quick overview of the differences between my truck, which is a 15 LML compared to the 18 L5P. So as you guys can see here with my truck, I do have the Cognito upper control arms and Fox shocks. And as you can see on our 18, we just did Cognito upper control arms and leveling keys and a shock extension. So the main goal for this truck was to just not have the typical truck off the lot that looks like this. As you can see, guys, it does have 22 by 10s on it. Now, as far as the tires, my dad wanted to set up to where he can go full lock and not rub at all. Where with a 33, it was hitting up against the cab here. So you can see, this is a shorter tire. So the actual size is right here on the tire. It's a 285, 45, R22. So that's pretty much what you're gonna get. And now, of course, we could have fit a 33 if we cranked the keys up even more, but he really didn't want to lose the drivability and comfort that comes with having the truck at, at the stock height, which is something I kind of made in a video of mine, a video I made about the torsion bars on these trucks, about how I like them. Well, in this case here, if you crank them too high, the truck rides like garbage. Like there's almost no suspension to it. So he didn't want that. but he also wanted to be able to turn, of course, with this wheel and tire setup here, which does look clean. So both these trucks are sitting on, slight pitches here, because this side of the concrete pitches this way, this side pitches this way to drain to that drain right out there. So this isn't going to be 100% accurate, but it's going to be very close. So you guys can see the difference in suspension height between a stock truck off the lot compared to mine and what I did. And we can maybe see the difference in how many inches mine is actually lower than a stock truck. So to go off the ground here is pretty much going to give us the best measurement here compared to going off the tire, because we are running two different tire sizes. And I would say that I'm right about 38 inches off the ground. As far as my back fender here, straight to the ground. On my dad's truck here, he is, I would say, about 43 3/8, roughly, about that high, which is crazy, because that means that my truck is about 5 inches lower in the back than a stock truck, which, if you guys can see in this shot right here, I mean, I can almost see 5 inches there, which is, pretty believable. I mean, just so you guys know what I did as far as suspension, which is something people still ask me on a daily basis. I did a 2-inch lowering shackle and removed the overload leaf. What I can say, when I did remove the overload leaf, it actually lowered the back more than I anticipated. So I thought I'd lose about 3/4 of an inch or so, when to me it looked like I lost, 2 inches. So maybe that is the case, because I mean, roughly, this stock truck here, which may be slightly altered since the front of this is leveled, but both of these trucks here are running no block in the back. This truck is just leveled a little bit, and of course mine's lowered in the front. So even let's give it an inch. Let's take off an inch, with all these other couple factors here, and of course the way the trucks are sitting. I would say that my truck, with doing a 2-inch shackle and removing the overload leaf, dropped the truck, I'd say, roughly 4 inches over stock, which to me looks so much better, in my personal opinion, with the look I have on this truck. And of course, wanting to be, race truck status. But I mean, man, these new trucks come so high from the factory. I mean, even just standing next to it. This truck is just under my shoulder, where my truck here is right at, about the crease of my arm here when it's hanging down by my side. So, I mean, you're talking a good difference in height there. That kind of shows you guys lower truck, 2-inch shackle, remove the overload, and what your truck will look like off the lot. So you can pretty much see, when your truck looks like mine in the front off the lot, and the back is raised that high, your truck sits like this, which is completely goofy. And that's the reason why everyone levels these trucks, and everyone hates the way they ride, and they hate the torsion bars and everything like that. So I know there's so many different ways to look at this, but hopefully that shows you guys and answers, exactly what you can do to attain the look I have on mine, and drop the back of yours down significantly. So as you guys can see here, this is under the hood of a 2018 L5P. So as far as everything on this side of the engine bay, with the battery here, your fuse block there, that's pretty much the same. And over here, they actually moved the coolant tank to the back and the battery right here. So on my truck, it's actually flipped, which I'll show you guys. Which, as you guys can see, I have my coolant tank here and my battery there, and that's how it comes from the factory. Now, the turbo on this truck has a heat shield on it that looks like it's a massive burrito from Chipotle. And it does sit a lot further forward. As you can see, the compressor housing is right here on this turbo, and that's the vane position sensor module right there that actually controls the whole turbo. And this is a Borg-Warner turbo, so it is a little bigger than the turbo on my truck. But as you can see, looking pretty much right here, the compressor cover is right here on the L5P. Where on the LML, the turbo, instead of being here like on the L5P, is actually sucked back a little farther. So of course this truck has all of the EPA shenanigans that, is forced to be on this truck. Everything else that makes this truck not fun. You have your little silencer here, but pretty much it's not that much different. I mean, you do have the turbo that sits a little bit further forward. We have the coolant tank and battery that are flip-flopped. And of course we have this cool air intake off of here that has this little vent right here that actually takes air from the hood. As you know, with the L5P hood, it brings the air around and out through that outlet there. It goes into the intake here. So I mean, pretty much the air intake runs to the same spot on the L5P. The turbo is right in the middle of the engine bay, just like an LML. The coolant tank and battery are flipped compared to the LML. Everything on this side is exactly the same, and the turbo sits a little bit further forward. Now, if you guys are familiar with the Duramax platform, you are aware by now that the L5P is a completely redesigned motor. They didn't take anything over from the LML. onto the L5P. So, you know, from the rods to the injectors to the crank to the turbo, the injection pump, everything is completely different, completely redesigned. These are able to be deleted now, which, you know, people thought they never would be, but apparently they're monsters and, you know, transmission destroyers. I am extremely excited to see how the new Allison 10-speed holds up behind this beast when it's deleted on the 2020 trucks. So I'm sure you'll see a bunch of people with LMLs swapping those 10 speeds into their trucks, and who knows, maybe in the future one day for you guys, I can make that happen, but I'm sure that would require some TCM manipulating to make that work. But I just want to show you guys, you know, many of you may have not seen under the hood of a brand new L5P. This is one that we have. I've actually put, you know, about 300 or 400 miles on this truck myself, and it does have pretty good throttle response. The turbo actually screams at a certain RPM, super high pitch, and it's something that sounds really cool. I mean, it's just like I want to put an air intake on it, exhaust on it, and, you know, hear this thing scream. But it's definitely a good truck. I mean, we haven't had any issues with it. It was definitely something, you know, when people were getting these trucks and complaining about all the issues they had with it, you know, my dad was a little skeptical of picking one of these up. But of course, you know, we have to reinvest back in the business here, and, you know, this is a tool for us. You know, maybe one day if we still have this puppy around at, you know, 100,000 miles and over and the warranty's gone and the tune's a little bit cheaper, may delete this sucker just for you guys. You know, let's make that happen, get the channel big, and I can do things like that for you guys and show you guys real world results and whole background on tuning an L5P. And I myself almost sold this truck right here to get one of these. I wanted a pearl white Denali or High Country really bad, but I did have my truck for sale. I had a couple of people that were very interested in it, and they all fell through last minute. And of course, now that I'm at this point, and I do have some plans here in the very near future for power on this thing. I've had more people DM me about buying it since I've done more paint matching and the new wheels and new hood and stuff that want to buy it, but I'm kind of too far into it now. I'm pretty much decided I'm keeping this truck no matter what. But maybe one day in the future, you know, may have to snag up a single cab long bed L5P or LBZ, you know, kind of go back and forth on that. But as far as making a truck quick and having, you know, a real race truck, picking up a single cab, I don't know, you know, of course a L5P still pulls 40, you know, still goes for 40 grand, where you can get an LBZ for 15. So yeah, that is a big difference there in cost. Playing around with something like this would be really fun. So I will go more into depth with this once this truck is shipped off North Carolina and it's completely out of here. I'll do a review on this thing and more in depth, and of course driving and everything like that, and show you guys a throttle response, how it sounds, all those different things, and go over it more in depth. So that wraps up today's video, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I hope you enjoyed the review of the L5P here and the LML here under the hood. As you can see, they're pretty similar, you know, but the similarities stop at the motor. They're completely different motors. Everything else is relatively the same looking, you know, to the untrained eye. So please like, subscribe, comment, share this video. Let's get this channel rolling, guys, so I can bring you guys some crazy content. Come on, man. I hate slamming the hood, but you gotta slam it to get to lock. Man, so like I said, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Stay tuned for some more content coming on the channel. I always have things brewing. I have a lot of ideas, and that's, you know, why I started this channel. And of course, there's, you know, a lot of stuff around me to make videos with, and even my dad's truck sitting inside here, which will be pulled out of the shop here in a couple days, and, you know, maybe I can get a video on that thing as well. You know, hey, put a thumbs up on this video. Hey, if I can get 10,000 likes on this video, I'll put that forklift on a dyno. I'm just kidding, guys. I can't do that. But, all right, guys, you take it easy. I'll see you next time.